A big thanks to Jerry and Lance, my clients over at Woodstock Hyundai. They were so kind to let me use this beautiful 2021 Hyundai Palisade for yet another Tuesday test drive. And if you can, please go check out the channel. We got a number of shows now. Definitely like and subscribe and share if you have a friend who's in the market for a vehicle or just really likes cars. Well, as you can see from behind me, there is plenty of room in here. I'm in a big vehicle, and I'm in a big vehicle that a lot of people have been waiting for, and actually I have struggled to get a version of just to drive and do a Tuesday test drive on. This is the 2021 Hyundai Palisade. Sunday, Monday, Hyundai. Not Hyundai, it's Korean, not Japanese. Now Hyundai and Kia actually happen to be the same manufacturer, in case you didn't know. And the thing about the Palisade that makes it so special is really what it comes down to is value for the money. And I can see why they sell so many of these. And in fact, the most popular one they sell is actually the full line model, the one that I'm sitting in right here. And luckily, my friends over at Woodstock Hyundai, Jerry and Lance, thank you again for having me in for some training, but thank you again for letting me use this beautiful 2021 Hyundai Palisade for a Tuesday test drive. A lot of times I'll talk about history, but you know, with Hyundai, there's not a lot of history, and there was no Palisade before it. What is the Palisade? Well, what is a Palisade first and foremost? Well, a Palisade, if you ever happen to visit an old fort, and happen to live on the border of Canada and the US, you'll see a lot of forts with stakes in the ground. They look like a bunch of fingers sticking up. You can do it with posts, you can do it with metal. Basically, you create an enclosure, and that's a Palisade. So why call this SUV a Palisade? Well, if I were Hyundai, I'd call it a Palisade because you're putting your stake in the ground. You are drawing a line in the automotive industry. And how is Hyundai drawing a line? Well, there's a bunch of manufacturers out there who said, you know what, we're not even going to do small cars anymore. Hyundai, Honda, whomever else, you name it, you can do it. Well, Hyundai said, yeah, that's cool. We can sell a lot of small cars, but turns out we notice a lot of people in North America really like SUVs. In fact, that's all we seem to care about, even though they happen to be a large wagon, and I won't get into it. But what did they do? They built the Palisade. And not only did they put their stakes in the ground, they created such a great vehicle, I think, in my own personal opinion, for the consumer out there that's looking to spend $40,000 to $50,000 on an SUV for the family. This is definitely one of those vehicles you have to take a look at, mainly because, and this always happens, particularly in the Korean and Japanese markets, they load it up with options. And there's a ton of options in this vehicle. And yes, it does a lot of things and has a lot of features that vehicles that are SUVs rather, that are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 more money have on them. Yes, absolutely. But actually, if you look at what's on your average Hyundai nowadays, Hyundai's changed quite a lot. And if the last time you were in a Hyundai was maybe an Elantra or perhaps a Pony ago, you should probably go and visit your local Hyundai dealer. And Woodstock Hyundai and the good people here would be able to help you out with that. But back to the Palisade. What's so great about the Palisade? Well, not only is it the bells and whistles, yes, but it's also the stylish way in which they do it. Whether it's the center console here, which is great, I got push button, park, reverse, neutral drive, which some people don't really care for. But again, I thought it's very thoughtfully done. It's very obvious. It's available to me at a touch control. But little detents like on the D for drive, I know which button I'm pressing without even having to look at it. The center console area is great, and I even love just the simple fact that I have this big bin here, which a lot of SUVs have, and it's nice to have a big bin. But if you have cup holders, where do you put the cup holders? I think what Hyundai did was very clever. They have these great little sliding out and sort of like Lazy Susan style cup holders that can actually appear and disappear. So you can use the entire space for something, I don't know, camera, phones, pocketbook, whatever it is you want to put in there. But also, if you just need it to hold your cups, you can actually flip out the double cup holder and have it open and use it just the way you want it, which I think is just a clever use of space. The other thing is I noticed that they treat the vehicle almost like an airline, like you're in an airline seat. And you'll notice that there's little USB ports on the backs of the front seats. So if your kids want to plug in a power source to their phone or to their tablet, it's right available to them right there, right where it's accessible, easily accessible for the rear seat passengers. And of course, we got plenty of rows. We got a first row here, I should say, our second row, which has captain seats. And behind that, we have power folding rear seats. And guess what? They come up as power as well. Don't have to reach in, don't have to be all fancy and folding and learning how to do the folding functions. Everything on this vehicle that you would expect on a vehicle at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, you're pretty much gonna find. I'm not gonna get into the features because if you've watched this channel, I really don't talk too much about features and things like that. I really like just to get into the vehicle and what's it like to drive. And I've had the vehicle now for, I think it's been about 2 hours now, and I've been doing my sort of principal photography and shooting, and I asked the guys back at the dealership, I said, so, what is it about this vehicle that so many people seem to really, really love and really appreciate? And they said, actually, the number one thing, and they do get a lot of trades of different SUVs and all that sort of stuff, the number one compliment, we'll say, that customers give the car is basically value for the money and all the features that you do get. Now, whether it's the view of the dash, which is fantastic, it kind of very reminiscent of Audi. I've always talked up the Volkswagen Group's dash panels, and I would say the dash panel on the car is really beautiful. The camera views are exceptional as well. They're extremely clear. Again, coming from someone who drives a sports car, I'm used to driving a very small, very agile little vehicle, and when I get into a big vehicle like this, it always surprises me how quickly I can just start driving it and parking it and moving it around a car dealership lot, which is quite tight and loaded with cars. And I really never ever have a problem about being concerned about hitting something, because whether it's the 360 view or whether it's when I just simply go to make a lane change and flip my turn signal left or right, I'm going to see a visual of what's on my left or what's on my right in front of me on the dash. I have a heads-up display as well. Again, there's just so many items on the car that just a laundry list of things that you can go through. And when it comes to style and design, I gotta say, kudos to them. One, I'll go back to the name. It's just a good name, and naming a car isn't the easiest thing in the world to do. I think a lot of the German brands have made it pretty obvious that you can't always name a car well. And I would put it to a lot of brands. The naming of a vehicle is very difficult, especially if it's a global branded vehicle. That's why so many cars just have numbers. Numbers are easy. 3 marks the size of the series, 5 being a larger vehicle than the 3 Series, let's say, and then the other 2 digits denote the size of the engine, something to that effect. Well, when you give something a name like Palisade, or you give it a name like Civic, or you give it a name like Mustang, you never really know how long those names are going to last. Are they going to last 5 years or 10 years? Wow, if you really do have the chance, and if you do have the chance, I would take the chance to go and drive a Hyundai Palisade. Especially if you're in the market for an SUV, somewhere in the neighborhood of $40,000 to $50,000. I think this is definitely one of those SUVs you should take a look at, because I think you'll be impressed overall of the design, whether it's cup holders or whether it's, I don't know, little details like having little clamps or locks to lock down all the extra belts for all the extra passengers you have in this car so they don't clang around when you're driving it around. Whether it's that or whether it's just, again, this beautiful dash, the beautiful tech. You get everything in this vehicle that you would normally get on, again, a vehicle that would be priced quite a bit higher. And I think with that, you also get a really nicely styled, handsome, I'd say beautiful, big SUV. And a lot of big SUVs are not that great looking. So this has actually got some really nice style and I think a really nice presence. And I really love this sort of Merlot burgundy color on this vehicle with the beige interior. I know what you're saying. If you're a family person, you're like, yeah, not with my kids. And I totally get it. That's someone who doesn't have kids talking, looks way more stylish this way. But, however you buy the vehicle, I think you're going to be really impressed with the Hyundai Palisade overall. And I have to thank my friend Jerry and Lance over at Woodstock Hyundai. Thank you so much again for having me in for some coaching and training. And again, thank you very much for loaning me the vehicle for another Tuesday test drive. So yeah, like and subscribe, and go check out a Hyundai. Maybe check it out at Woodstock Hyundai. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you again soon.